Now, before you start creating ads, you need to create an AdWords account. Diving into the world of PPC advertising can be daunting for sure, but I'm going to make sure that you're more than well equipped to deal with everything it's going to throw at you. The good news is that this process couldn't really be simpler. Google have designed the AdWords user interface to be easy to learn and intuitive. So now before you start off, there are a few things that you need. The whole point of your ads is to drive new customers towards your site. Now it's your responsibility then to make sure that your site and landing pages are well designed, relevant to what you are promoting, and easily lead users towards end conversion. Now if it isn't, you run the risk of driving people away from your business. Every page and every element of your site needs to be designed with that goal in mind. So you could have the best looking site in the world, but if it's confusing to navigate and full of broken links, it will have all been for nothing because people just won't want to use it. Similarly, your PPC strategy needs to be clear and you need to have a defined goal or goals for what you want to achieve. Do you want greater brand awareness or are you seeking more customers? These absolutely are not the same thing, not by any stretch of the imagination. Finally, you need to know what your budget is. Now that is really down to you and how much of your budget you can afford to spend on your marketing efforts. So, let's dive in. First off, you need a Google account. Now you might already have a Gmail address, but I'd recommend creating a bespoke business email address. I feel like it's better to keep your personal email and your work email separate, but of course, that's up to you. So go ahead and fill in the details, then create your account. Next, you need to fill in the website address for the business that you want to advertise for. After you've done that, click Continue. Once you've created your account and you go to sign into AdWords, one of two things could happen. You might see a recommendation to use AdWords Express instead of AdWords. Google says that it bases this information on the information you've shared about your business. Now the difference between the two is this. AdWords Express essentially manages your ads for you, whereas AdWords gives you full control. Now of course, if you'd rather use AdWords over AdWords Express, you can click on the three dots, select Switch to AdWords, and then just carry on. We recommend going with AdWords, that option. This gives you the best control to manage all of your campaigns. So you'll arrive at a screen asking you to fill in some details for your new AdWords account. Here, I've created a dummy account. Now the first step is to set up your budget. Now as I've already said, you need to decide how much of your budget you can allocate to marketing and, of course, how much you want to spend per day. Now there's a rule in marketing. Always test with small budgets and then scale in increments of 15%. You don't want to burn your entire budget in one day. Next, you need to decide on a location. I've entered the United States. Now you can apply this criterion both positively and negatively. Now what I mean by that is that you can choose to exclude certain audiences if you want to. So you can choose to deliberately not advertise in certain territories. After you've picked or you've excluded locations, you need to decide on your networks. The search network is picked as default and you can add the display network on top of that. Now, you know which network or networks your ads will appear on, and then you need to select which keywords you want to bid on. So I've just created a quick list of example ones that are relevant to our business and industry, but it's by no means a comprehensive list, because believe me, we run on thousands of keywords, and there's a reason behind this, which I'm going to cover in the upcoming chapters. When it comes to bidding, there are two options. Either you can have AdWords automatically set your bids to get as many clicks as possible, or you can set your bids manually. From over 15 years of AdWords experience, we'd recommend that you set your bids manually. You know how much you want to pay per lead, so Be in control of it from the start. We've done enough split testing over the years to tell you confidently that it's best to take control straight from the off. Finally, AdWords asks you to create your first ad. Here you can see that I've created a first draft of a Google ad that you might well have seen. Now after you've done all of that, you'll be taken to the next page where you'll need to enter your business's payment details. Now don't worry, you won't spend any money straight off the bat. Now think about it this way, you might not actually want to run that ad given that it may well be your first ever campaign and you haven't done any analysis or testing. Now if that is the case, you can just pause the ad once you've got access to the AdWords dashboard. Plus, you won't actually start being charged until you've finished creating your account and your ad has been approved. Even when that's happened, your ad needs to actually generate some clicks before Google expects any kind of payment. So, there it is. That's your AdWords account. Now in the next video, I'll show you how to navigate the AdWords interface. I'll explain how it's structured so that you know exactly what to expect when you get started on your own campaigns.